in high definition. This is CBS 2 News at 5.
Now at 5, they lost, but they're not giving up. Gay marriage supporters take to the streets after California Supreme Court upholds Proposition 8. Good evening, I'm Laura Diaz.
And I'm Paul Majors. Proposition 8, the same-sex marriage ban, will remain the law in California, but the justices did rule that all existing same-sex marriages will remain valid. CBS 2's Mark Coogan is live in Westwood, where students are protesting the decision. Mark.
Well, they are. Today the court spoke. Will voters get another chance to speak? Right now, protesters are speaking. Take a look over here. These are demonstrators, UCLA students in support of same-sex marriage. They are blocking the westbound lane of Wilshire Boulevard here at Veteran, but with a police escort, because you can see it's a small group of people, really, and they'll be out of the way rather rapidly with police fore and aft escorting people over to the Westwood Federal Building. The demonstrators angry about the Supreme Court's decision today upholding Proposition 8. The court saying that its ruling did not take away fundamental rights from gay couples, but supporters of same-sex marriage believe it did exactly that. And now they say they are going to come right back at voters to try to get some of them to change their mind. But as we stay here live, we see that people are sitting down right in the middle of the intersection of Veteran and Wilshire, causing a traffic jam now both ways. We're right near the 405 freeway, Westwood, UCLA. It's a busy spot. Marriage is a civil right, says one sign. Photographers go out there. Police are just blocking the intersection right now. We'll get back to you when there is more here. Why don't we play the package right now to show you what took place today? The state Supreme Court telegraphed today's ruling at a hearing last March.
These 14 words do not substantially alter the nature of our state constitution.
The 14 words in Proposition 8 limit marriage to between a man and a woman. And today, by a 6-1 vote, the court ruled that Prop 8 is a legal amending of the California Constitution. But at the same time, the Supreme Court upheld the legality of around 18,000 same-sex marriages that were consummated last year when there was a brief gap in voter-approved bans. For supporters of same-sex marriage, today's overall ruling was expected, but disappointing nevertheless.
Shame on California. Once a leader in so many ways, now a tremendous disappointment.
Proponents of same-sex marriage now plan to go back to voters, either next year or in 2012, to try to convince voters to reverse themselves and make same-sex marriage constitutional.
Those who want California to be a bastion of bigotry and discrimination, mark my words. Today's decision is not the end of this fight. We will overturn Prop 8.
But the Yes on 8 forces cheered the decision.
It is a great moment for marriage in California, and we're delighted that after what has been a very contentious and long road, that the California Supreme Court today overwhelmingly ruled in favor of Proposition 8, and they sent really two messages. First, that Proposition 8 is in full force and that marriage in California is between a man and a woman, and second, that whenever a Californian votes in this state, it means something.
Back live now at the intersection of Wilshire Boulevard and Veteran Avenue in Westwood. Maybe 50 demonstrators, supporters of same-sex marriage, angry over the Supreme Court's decision today upholding Proposition 8. They're sitting down in the middle of the intersection, blocking traffic here, a busy intersection, obviously, at commute time. Police are waving traffic around. They basically have the demonstrators surrounded here. They're negotiating with one of the leaders, trying to get everybody to move out of the street and come over to the Federal Building and continue the protest there. In the meantime, motorists are blocked cold going westbound. They're stuck right here at Veteran. Some people going eastbound are being waved onto Veteran South to get around the traffic. That's what you see in the immediate foreground. But police at this point making no move to arrest people, although eventually an order to disperse will be given. That's usually what happens in all these. And then if no one leaves, there will be arrests. Folks, I'm going to throw it back to you. We'll come back the minute anything happens. I'm Mark Coogan reporting live from Westwood. Mark Coogan, CBS 2 News. Back to you.
All right, you do that. Thank you, Mark. Reaction from across the state poured in after today's ruling, including from the lesbian couple who filed the Supreme Court challenge to Prop 8.
I'm very upset about the Supreme Court decision. They could have made the decision to overturn Prop 8. That would have been the moral decision to make and the correct decision to make. That means in the state of California, 50% of people plus one can vote to take away rights. The California Supreme Court put us in the Constitution, and now they have taken us out saying equality doesn't have to mean equal in everything.
Hollywood is also reacting. Cynthia Nixon of Sex and the City fame says, quote, upholding the discriminatory Proposition 8 marks May 26, 2009 as a dark day for the people of California. The idea that gay families like mine should not be included in our country's promise of equal rights for all citizens is deeply un-American. Ellen DeGeneres says, I'm sure you heard the Prop 8 news. One day when everyone is treated with full equality, we'll look back and realize how wrong this was. And Demi Moore responded by saying, I am deeply saddened by California court's decision over Prop 8. And those in support of Prop 8 are celebrating a victory. They say the decision reflects the will of the people.
To us, it was much more than just an issue with the gay community. It was about marriage. If we confuse or dilute marriage in any way, then you open up a big door for marriage among multiple partners and all kind of confusion, and we just didn't want that.
And for all the latest news on the court's Prop 8 decision today, stick with CBS2.com.